All right, everybody, welcome to Yard Daddy Barbecue. Today we're going to do something that's been in my family for years. We like to get out and do some pheasant hunting, and I wasn't able to go, but a couple weeks ago the boys got out and shot some pheasants, and so today we're going to do pheasant casserole. And what we've got here just so far is this is some pheasant that we chunked up. And then it's been in the freezer because I wasn't sure when we were going to be able to do this. But I'm going to just spread it out. We're going to get some smoke on it first. I'm going to get on these racks and get these racks on the smoker, get a little smoke on it, and then we'll put it together with tater tots and mushrooms and some cheese and all kinds of fun stuff. It's different every time, but we love it. So a little pheasant casserole. So we've got this chunked up in about 1-inch chunks, and we're going to spread it out on these so that we can get some seasoning on it. And then I didn't want it right in the pans. I wanted it on these racks so that we could get smoke all the way around it, which we'll be able to do. And I don't know, I might actually put a little water in the pan just to create some moisture, make sure that we don't dry this out, because like I say, they're in pretty small chunks, and we don't want it to get dry and tough. So I've got some seasoning here. It's kind of for wildlife and so forth. It's a buttery garlic and lime. We're gonna add some of that on here. And we probably don't need a ton because the pieces are really small, but I'm actually going to come back with another rub as well. Make that up a little bit. And this one is also kind of a buttery garlic, but I like to mix things up and see what we can create. So we've got the seasoning on the pheasant. We're going to let that set up for a little bit, have the rub adhere, and then we'll get it out on the pits and spits and get a little smoke on it. So this is what the Yard Daddy backyard looks like today. We got about 3 inches of snow last night, but hey, like I said, it's never too cold or snowy to get out on the smoker. So let's get this pheasant on. So I've got the pits and spits rolling at 180. We're just trying to get a little smoke on these. I'm gonna set the pan and everything just right on the rack. One thing I love about the pits and spits is it has space. And then I'm going to just take a little water and pour in the bottom of these so that we have some moisture in there. We won't dry out the pheasant because it's pretty small, chunked up pretty small. And we'll see how those go. We'll check them probably in about 30 minutes. I don't want them to go too long. We're gonna mix it all up with some other things and get it back on the smoker. So, okay, these have been on about 40 minutes, and it looks like we've got some good smoke going. The water's still in the bottom, which is good. We're not dried out, which is good. So we're gonna take these off. I'm not really trying to really cook them right now. Just trying to get some flavor on there, some smoke. But in addition to getting the pheasant off, I've got some sausage, some kielbasa that's going to go in the casserole as well. So we're going to get that going here. We'll get some smoke on that as well. And we'll let these roll for a little bit. Don't lose that one. And we'll get some smoke on those as well. All right, so we're gonna get a little bacon going here. Before I stick it in the oven, we're gonna douse it with a little Twisted Q Sweet Heat Rub. Not really douse it, but we're gonna give it a little because we're just gonna blend some flavors here. And when we mix it all up in our casserole, it will be delicious. One of the other ingredients we're gonna be adding in a bit is some tater tots. So I'm gonna get these in the oven, and I'm gonna use this same pan with a little bacon grease on it later for those tater tots. All right, so I think these brats have got enough smoke on them. So we're gonna take them off. Again, we're not trying to cook everything through right now because we're going to put it together in the pheasant casserole. So we've got to chunk everything up and get that going. You can see we've got some snow coming down now, which is pretty beautiful. We turned the pits and spits up to 375, let that get warmed up. Once we get everything chunked up and in the cast iron griddle, we'll throw it back on the pits and spits for a while at that higher temp. All right, we're gonna get these kielbasa's cut up, and we've had some smoke on them, so they're looking good. You know, you could use any kind of sausage you wanted, you know, turkey sausage. Some of the Hillshire Farms kinds of sausages are great. This is just a kielbasa that I found and thought, well, we'll try this time. So we'll get these cut up and ready to combine with everything else. The bacon is out of the oven, and like I said, we're gonna just use this same pan with some of that bacon grease, and we'll spread out these tater tots. I will tell you that this recipe came about when I had 3 boys that were teenagers or just about teenagers, and the tater tot part was, hey, we gotta fill these boys up. But they have grown to love it. So we'll get these back in the oven, and then we'll cut up some bacon, and then most everything should be ready. We'll grate some cheese and so forth, but ready to get it combined and back on the smoker. Get this bacon chopped up. I don't want it in too small of pieces, but it's good and crispy, and we'll mix this in with our other ingredients. So I've got a combination here of pancake mix, some herbs, some panko, and we're gonna toss the pheasant in it and just kind of coat it a little bit. And I'm just gonna kind of toss it all in there, and we'll mix it around. And we're just gonna coat it a little bit. Again, it's gonna be combined with a bunch of other stuff, and so we're just trying to get a light breading on it. It smells really good. You can really smell the smoke on the pheasant. All right, I think it's that time. We're ready to put it all back together, get it in our cast iron skillet here, and get it back on the smoker. All right, so let's remember I didn't fully cook anything because we're gonna go back on the smoker, so things are just mostly cooked. Good to get some tater tots on the bottom here, and intersperse that with some of that sausage we smoked. And then I got some mushrooms, so we'll get a few mushrooms on there because that's always good. And of course, the star of our dish is the pheasant. So we got to have a good helping of that in there. Awesome. We also ought to have a little cheese, and actually we're gonna put a little of this in now, but we're gonna top it with a little mozzarella after it's been on for a while. So just get that in there a little bit. And of course we cannot forget our bacon. And get the bacon on there and spread out just a little bit. Probably could use just a little bit more. We'll finish that off. All right. So this is gonna go back on the smoker. We're just gonna keep an eye on it. Probably about 45 minutes to get the pheasant completely cooked. And then we'll top it with probably a little French onions and some mozzarella cheese. All right, so this has been on about 40 minutes, and it needs a little more time, but what we're gonna do first is sprinkle it with a little crispy onions, and then we are going to top it with a little sliced mozzarella. And we'll let that go probably another 20 or 30 minutes and we should be good. Well, it's a little darker out here than when we started, but I think we should be good to go. So let's come see what we got. Oh man. Looks done to me. Let's take it off. All right, so here we have it. I'm gonna grab a little piece of pheasant here. See if I can get a little sausage with that. It's probably way too hot to eat, but we're gonna try it anyway because I can't wait. Okay, so that was a big bite one. The pheasant is amazing. It's got a good smoke to it, but it's not overpowering. The sausage has some too. We're gonna dig into this. If you like it, make it, try it, change it however you want. If you like the video, subscribe, like it, whatever you want. See you next time.